Have you ever noticed how some women live alone, not searching, not chasing, not explaining themselves to anyone? They don't broadcast their independence. They don't defend their choices. They don't post quotes about needing no man. And yet, something about their silence feels unsettling, because in a world obsessed with coupling, performing, and proving worth through attention, a woman who is content in her own company feels almost forbidden. People whisper about her. They diagnose her. They assume she's wounded, bitter, broken, or afraid. But what if that story is wrong? What if the woman who lives alone without a man isn't avoiding intimacy? What if she has already seen through its illusions? Carl Jung believed that the most powerful individuals are not the ones seeking validation, but the ones who have withdrawn their projections from the world. And when a woman does that, when she no longer needs to be chosen to feel whole, she becomes something deeply misunderstood and quietly dangerous. Stay with me, because what Carl Jung revealed about these women challenges everything we've been taught about love, independence, and identity. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. We're taught a very specific story. If a woman lives alone, something must be missing. If she's single too long, something must be wrong. If she's not looking, she must be afraid. But what if the opposite is true? What if the woman who chooses solitude isn't lost at all, but has already found something most people never do? Carl Jung believed that the most dangerous people in society are not the loud ones, but the individuated ones, those who no longer need approval to exist. And today we're talking about one of the most misunderstood figures of all. The woman who lives alone without a man. Let's get something straight. Loneliness is a wound. Solitude is a decision. Jung made a clear distinction between isolation, which fragments the psyche, and chosen solitude, which strengthens it. The woman who lives alone didn't retreat because she failed at love. She retreated because she refused to disappear inside it. She learned, often through heartbreak, that being in the wrong relationship feels far more empty than sleeping alone in peace. And once you learn that, you never confuse noise for intimacy again. Here's the part most people don't want to admit. A woman who doesn't need a relationship threatens an entire emotional economy. She can't be controlled through fear of abandonment. She can't be manipulated through crumbs of attention. She can't be rushed, guilted, or shamed into settling. This discomfort isn't really about her. It's projection, everything people haven't faced in themselves. Their fear of being alone, their dependency, their unfinished inner work, gets projected onto her. She's cold, she's difficult, she's too picky. But what they really mean is, she doesn't play by the rules that keep others emotionally safe. Jung taught that we often project our sense of meaning, safety, and worth onto romantic partners. In other words, we give someone else the job of completing us, but women who live alone long enough eventually do something radical. They take that projection back. They stop asking, "Who will love me?" and start asking, "Who am I when I stop performing?" That shift is terrifying and liberating, because once you stop outsourcing your value, you become emotionally sovereign. And sovereignty is not loud. It's quiet, steady, unapologetic. Make no mistake, this woman didn't arrive here by accident. She knows chaos. She knows overgiving. She knows loving until she disappeared. She's begged before. She's stayed too long. She's accepted less than she deserved, because she was afraid of being alone. But at some point, something changed. The disappointment stopped breaking her and started teaching her. Jung called this shadow integration, facing the parts of yourself that once controlled you unconsciously, and once you face them, they no longer run your life. What looks like coldness now is actually maturity. What looks like distance is discernment. This is one of the biggest lies. She is not waiting for a man. She is waiting for alignment. She doesn't want attention, She wants presence. She doesn't want promises. She wants consistency. Jung believed that relationships formed before individuation are built on need. Relationships formed after individuation are built on choice. That's why she would rather be alone than be half seen. And that's why she unsettles people who still confuse attachment with love. When a woman becomes whole, she triggers two reactions: admiration from those doing the work, fear from those avoiding it. She doesn't need to convince anyone. Her presence speaks. She moves at her own pace in a world obsessed with urgency. She chooses depth in a culture addicted to distraction. Jung warned us, those who live from essence, not convention, will always be misunderstood. What we are witnessing is not rebellion. It's evolution. This woman is not anti-love. She is anti-self, betrayal. She no longer dims to be chosen. She chooses from clarity. She no longer begs for space in someone's life. She knows presence should be invited, not negotiated. And, yes, she still wants love, but not at the cost of her soul. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is becoming who you truly are." The woman who lives alone has taken that privilege seriously. She descended into her own depths, faced her shadow, broke inherited patterns, and returned whole. She is not alone. She is with herself. And the love that comes after that will not be salvation. It will be celebration. If something in this video stirred you, if you felt seen, challenged, or unsettled, that's not an accident. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video if it resonated, and subscribe for more deep dives into psychology, identity, and human nature. Because the most powerful transformations begin in silence and end in truth.